Diddly ho, neighborinos. What if I just did the whole episode in character as Ned Flanders? Imagine that, Ned Flanders commenting on Marvel vs. Capcom 2. In the age of AI, that might happen someday. But anyway, I thought maybe if I swapped out the characters here, that would give this run the fresh injection of life that it needed, that we could keep going. And so that is what we will do. We gotta get good, as the youngsters say. It's like that one quote from Futurama. Even my grandma could beat this game, and she thought this was a cigarette machine. So yeah, we got Ryu versus Sakura. That's canonical stuff. This matchup has happened in the actual games before. Within those Street Fighter 4 cutscenes that I just barely remember, I think Ryu was supposed to be Sakura's mentor or something. And he was voiced by voice actor Kyle Herbert. It is all too perfect that super is diagonal. The other character's super, that is, not mine. Whenever I'm jumping, it always seems to get me. So anyway, do you guys see that clip that's going around on the web about how Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or the whole collection really, was brought up on cable news of all places? Even the boomers know about this. This is a big deal. A big old deal. This is gonna be the biggest deal anyone's ever seen. But yeah, they had like a CNN segment about MVC2. They even invited Maximilian Dude as like a consultant for what the game's about. Saying, "Hello everyone, I like the video games. Thank you for having me." You know how it goes. My impression of Maximilian Dude is flawless. Good lord, Mega Man kinda sucks here. As long as we got Dr. Doom on screen, I guess I'll ask this to you, the fans. What do you think about Robert Downey Syndrome Jr. being the new Dr. Doom? I mean, having the same actor play two characters, blah. This is a good episode. Any hoodles, so they made some kind of odd choices with how Mega Man handles in this one. Because as we all know, in the actual games, he's got like 50 different things that he can do. But here, by default, he only has the oh, there's that cool throw I was telling you about. Anyway, Mega Man does have most of his powers, but not by default, you see. See, Roll has to throw them to him, and then he can pick them up and use them. So by default, he's just got the standard Mega Buster, and then also the uppercut, which wasn't even something he could do in the mainline Mega Man games. That was introduced in Mega Man X. It's not canonical. And then to top it all off, his super, that's not something he could do in the games either. Apparently, that was based on some anime from the 70s or something. They're getting real creative. But I can't complain. I mean, he's the only character that does that. He has new moves that he can pick up. It adds variety to the roster, dear viewer. Every character does a different thing. Well, I suppose Ryu and Ken would be an exception to that one. Then also Guile and Charlie. And the two versions of Wolverine, but for the most part, every character does a different thing. Look at that, the stupid AI just walked right into it. For shame, AI. So, yeah, with these two games being out, with this compilation being out lately, it's really just got me on something of a Marvel kick, as it were. I mean, I ain't watching those crappy movies or anything, but, I did watch a few episodes of that X-Men 97 series they were doing, and yeah, it's not bad. It picks up right where the original left off plot-wise. At least I assume it does, I never saw it, but just the way things pick up from the first episode, I always got that impression, because these are not the plot points that you introduce in the first episode. This feels like a very well-developed story already, right from the beginning. But yeah, it's been pretty neat. So I had the Dreamcast version of this game back in the day. Still do, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I guess the pace of it was a bit different because most of the characters had to be unlocked. They didn't give you the whole thing right up front. There was like a point system where they'd reward you points for playing the game, and then you could spend them on characters and costumes and the like. You know, there's something to be said for that old school type of pacing where you just get one character at a time, slowly. Maybe like one character every week, and it gives you time to learn all the new characters and slowly get a feel for what everything does. I mean, when you're a kid, that's a good thing, because you just got all the time in the world to learn this one game, and your shitty family gets you like 2 games a year, so that's perfect pacing for you. But as an adult, I mean, that doesn't quite work as well, because, you know, you ain't got time for silly video games, so it works better to have everything unlocked in advance then. You know what I mean?
You need to stop calling me.
Anywho, so here's some trivia for you. I do believe Sabretooth has the same mutation that Wolverine has, actually. But it affects him differently, you see, because he doesn't have the adamantium skeleton. So I guess it's the effects are more adverse on him and makes him more beastly, as it were. Yes, indeed. The same mutation. Just how within the lore of other stuff, the toxic waste dump that caused the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was the same toxic waste dump that gave Daredevil his powers. Yeah, it's the same thing. Comics like to do that a lot. The thing that started this character also started this unrelated character. It's all a conspiracy. Come to think of it, has anybody ever seen Han Solo and Indiana Jones in this? This is fucking stupid. Let's talk about something else. Here we got Clown World. When this game came out, one of the complaints was the backgrounds and the music. People were saying this wasn't thematically appropriate. You got a big clown head and you got jazzy saxophone music, and what does this have to do with Marvel or Capcom? Strange to think that people didn't really care for this game when it came out. Or so I've been told. Because I mean, now this is just beloved, but you know, that's how public opinion works. Sometimes people need time to, I guess, soak things in. Like once there was this Weezer album, and it was some magazine put it in the top 100 worst albums of all time. And then, just 2 years later, that very same album was in the top 100 best albums of all time. Nothing about it changed. It was the same music it had always been. It's just that people changed their minds about it, you know? Funny how that works out. So here's San San, based on Sun Wukong from Journey of the West. It's a popular character to parody. There was a shmup back in the day that was also that, but I don't think that's related to this character. I think this character was new to MVC. I do not believe she was based on the shmup character. Yes, indeed. Speaking of Sun Wukong, did you guys play... Oh, Jesus, fuck. Did you guys play Black Myth Wukong a couple of months ago? I played it briefly, but I'm not really... not a Soulsborne type of guy, you know? So anyway, you want to swap out your characters when they're getting low, because the red portion of the health bar can slowly come back while they're inactive. That's the strat, you see. Slowly, kitty litter, It made a weird camera angle that doesn't even normally happen in this game. Heavens to Betsies. Did you guys ever have weird cat girls at your school? This character on screen's giving me flashbacks here. Every school had at least a few. At least a few. And there were the people who just, like, they wore tails or whatever. That was a whole other thing. Ever since we got rid of bullying, everything's just out in the open. Anybody can do whatever the hell they want. No such thing as enforcing social norms anymore. If you want to show up to school in a rainbow clown afro, well, you can. Okay, final boss. Let's hit the gritty, as they say. It's Shovel Knight, kind of. It kinda has that aesthetic to him, I don't know. So anyway, I tried looking up this character to see if this was like a Marvel character or where they came from, because I don't recall ever seeing them referenced in any other media. And there is a Marvel character named Abyss, but I don't think it's the same character. So yeah, you might have noticed this is going a bit easier than one would think. There's a very obvious reason for that, dear viewer. Whoops. Haha, we wasted the special. You see, that was almost too easy. There was a second form, dear viewer. I can't believe it, Jerry. I thought we were done here, and then guess what happened, Jerry? He had a second form? A second form, Jerry. I got spittle on my microphone. Wow, the difficulty really kinda ramps up here. This is just crazy. See, look at that. He canceled the special. Unbelievable. A travesty. It seems like the range on his gun is long enough that I can't meaningfully do anything. He's using the guile approach to just crouch in the corner and spam projectiles over and over again. I'm thinking there's some kind of discrepancy in how the Dreamcast version handled this versus the arcade version. Obviously the arcade version, which is what this is, they'd want to make it harder, so you could put more in for your hard-earned American quarters in there. They're trying to scam you.
Don't you want a rematch?
Yeah, we'll just let it go. There's no chance I was ever gonna get that anyway.
Capcom presents
Ready?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes.